lottery. Oh my god, how much you win? 300 million. Wow, what you gonna do with us? I don't know. Maybe I need someone to help me. Do not worry, Group 7 will help you.
So, what would you do if you suddenly had 300 million? We're here, Group 7, to help you find the answers. First, let's consider the market situation. In the first month of 2023, Vietnam cannot avoid the impact of the difficult situation of the world economy. Goods exports decrease. Even the IPI sometimes has negative growth. But the signs of economic recovery are quite clear in the following months. And until 2024, Vietnam's first quarter GDP increased by 5.66%. This number has exceeded the government's expectation. Risks are still present, including the risk of world economic recession, the consequences of the COVID-19, the impact of financial policy, rising inflation, conflict between Russia, Ukraine, as well as between Israel and Hamas. However, Vietnam's 2024 outlook remains positive. The IMF predicts that Vietnam's GDP in 2024 will increase by 5.8% and be among the 20 highest growing economies in the world. In that context, Group 7 decided our investment test is moderate. We will spend a large amount of our money, 119 million, investing in stocks. To minimize risk, the remaining amount is divided into 30 million for gold investment and 18 million for savings.
Now let's move to the first choice, saving. Currently, compared to the end of 2022, deposit interest rates have decreased by 2 times. The banks still continue to reduce deposit interest rates. However, saving is still a favorable option for almost everyone, including our group, because it is the least risky and it ensures a certain interest. Our group tends to deposit 80 million dong for saving and is a short-term investment to provide liquidity in case of emergency. So we will divide the saving into 4 different accounts, which means that 20 million per account, so that if something happens and you need 20 million, instead of closing on 80 million saving and lose on the interest, you just need to close one account of 20 million and there are still 3 accounts that still have interest. So for each account, I will also divide it into different periods. For example, one account has a maturity of 3 months to prevent very urgent emergency, and the remaining 3 accounts have a period of 9 months. So which bank to trust? After considering the interest rate of Big 4 banks and other large and reputable joint stock commercial banks, such as Techcombank, VIB, TP Bank, Shinhan Bank, OCB, we decided to deposit money in OCB, which now has the highest rate compared to Big 4 and other remaining big banks. So the annual interest rate is 3.1% for 3 months period and 4.6% for 9 months period. So that's for saving.
And next one, we want to spend 30 million to investment in gun. I think investment in gun is smart choice in a certain time like this, with its high liquidity reputation, as is at a sale haven't access gun offer for protection against economic instability and inflation. Recently, central bank, investment bank, retirement fund, national investment have increased their gun holding. The strong demand have driven gun prices over 13.3% since the beginning of the year. So, why did we too invest in gun? Firstly, gun have consistently appreciated over time from January 2020 to January 2024. Gun price have nearly double made it an attractive investment option. Secondly, gun offer high liquidity. Gun can be easily converted into cash in different countries around the world. Thirdly, guns serve as hedges against inflation. Certainly, devaluation is have a fruit to be the sale have an asset during the economic downturn.
I'm going to talk about stock investment, and the first company that we choose is Vietgap Security Choice Stock Company. The reason that we should invest in this company stock is Vietgap is known to the market as the leading security company in this field, and Vietgap holds a position in brokerage market share on wholesale with 4.47% market share. In 2024, VIC plans revenue of 2011 billion Vietnam dong and pre-tax profit of 700 billion in Vietnam dong, an increase of 2% and 23% respectively compared to implementation in 2023. And about rate of return, Vietgap's EPS has been increasing steadily over the past 4 quarters and years. But we're gonna face some risks. First is credit risk, the risk that counterparty in financial instrument will not fulfill its obligation. Second of all is stock price risk, the uncertainty of future value of the company stock. And lastly is currency risk arising from change in exchange rates. The second company that we choose is Petrolimex Group. We should invest in this company stock because Petrolimex is the leading oil and gas company in Vietnam with a domestic market share of around 50%. As of the end of 2023, the company assets increased by 6% compared to the beginning of the year, reaching nearly 79 trillion Vietnam dong. In 2023, Petrolimex revenue reached 274 trillion and the net profit doubled to 2.5 trillion Vietnam dong. And about rate of return, PLS EPS is on a positive growth trend, and PLS is the blue chip stock that is heavily traded. And the company is also one of Vietnam's 10 global state-owned economic groups, so it means that this stock have high liquidity. And there's some risks that we're gonna face if we invest in this stock is that despite its high revenue, Petrolimex profits are not high and are heavily dependent on global oil and gas price. Although the revenue is high, the gross profit margin of this group is not high. Last year, this rate even decreased to 4.1%. The reason is that capital price increased sharply in the context of world petroleum fluctuation, where the political conflict between Russia and Ukraine occurred. Lastly, I'm gonna give overall assessment for both stocks. Both Vietgap and Petrolimex are considered to be relatively low-risk investment. Both companies have strong growth prospects, and both companies have the potential to provide long-term returns to investors.